Stephen Szakaly is the Chief Economist with the NADA. And Stephen, I'm dying to ask you your outlook for 2015. 2014 was a great year. What do you think 2015 holds?
2015 is going to be excellent. 16.94 million light vehicles, over 400,000 medium and heavy duty. It's going to be an excellent year for dealers and a great year for the economy.
This is a cyclical business. We know there's a downturn out there someplace. Are you throwing darts at the wall, or do you got a prediction?
No, I mean, I think we've got a solid year this year, but we're going to see this taper off to between 16.4 and 16.7. But that's still a very good long-term market, and I think we're going to see growth continue in 2016, and then we're going to start to see that little bit of decline, but still very good at 16.4 to 16.7.
Some automakers, Honda notably, is saying, hey, watch out. Now automakers are starting to do stupid things, stupid loans, giving loans to anybody, stretching them out. What's your viewpoint?
Well, I think automobile loans traditionally have always been for the half-life of the vehicle. The first user borrows typically for 5 to 6 years, which is the half-life of the car, which is now 11 to 12 years. In the 70s, they borrowed 2 to 3 years when the vehicle life was about 6 years. Very, very normal, typical what consumers do. I'm not worried about it at this point.
Cheap gasoline prices. Nobody saw this coming, not that I know of. What's that going to do to your outlook?
I think it accelerates this move towards light trucks. We've seen light trucks come back every single year since the downturn, but this is just going to be a huge catalyst. We're going to see that accelerate dramatically this year, and CUVs, particularly large and mid-sized CUVs, and then heading back into the luxury SUVs, I think we're going to see a lot of growth there. And of course, with housing and low gas prices, we're going to see pickups come back.
Of course, automakers have to still meet the corporate average fuel economy laws. Do you think that this cheap gas price is going to skew the mix that's going to make it harder for them to do so?
I think so. I think we'll see a lot of incentives on the small cars, on the mid-sized cars again. They're competitive markets, but they're also still needed to sell in order to meet those CAFE requirements, as you said. And then I think long-term, though, I think we're going to see gas prices come back up. This is not sustainable, under $2 a gallon. I mean, it's great, we like it, but this really isn't the long term.
Yeah, I know General Motors told me they're planning on $3 a gallon by the end of this year. I'm not sure it's going to go to that, but if it does, they're good to go. They're ready for it.
Right, and I don't think $3 at the end of this year is possible, but certainly $55 oil or less is not going to be in the long term.
No, I would agree with that. So I've asked a bunch of questions. What are some of the hot things that you'd like to tell our audience about that you think are important that people should be watching?
Sure. I mean, I think this millennial generation that's coming in is fantastic. You know, they've got very different buying habits. They're looking at the car buying process very differently. They're doing almost all of it online, and then they're walking into the dealer and they want a very different customer experience than I think what you and I are used to. And so that's a fantastic thing to watch. And then, of course, digital. Digital with the millennials is very important. Right now, there's a bit of a disconnect, I think, between OEMs and the dealer, and I think going forward, at least, that's going to be a big tactical and strategic issue, is to align the dealer spend and the OEM spend in that online space, and to make sure that they're targeting and reaching the right customers together, rather than working against each other.
Stephen Szakaly, thanks so much for your time.
You're very welcome.
Very good talking with you. Yeah, terrific.
Terrific.
Good job.